Hello, greetings all. I am Gilles Monsieur. So I come and say hello. I'm here to share thoughts and ideas. I'm trying to offer like content that are both material and spiritual, to offer a point of view. It's just a matter of perspective of sort. I'm going to try to take it where I lift it up and left it out in my next video. But I want to say in a sense before I go and talk a bit. Is that in soul recognition, our soul, I've seen my soul in many forms, many aspects. I mean, the soul is as a form, distinct form and aspect. It resembles us, but more prettier, eternalized. So it is easy to we can envision our soul, to integrate our soul. We have distinct form, but the I am present does not have any distinct form. So it's much more difficult to. The only thing we want to do is to sit within this present, to sit within the wellness, to sit within the eternal now of the present, and then from there we are within the I am presence. For even in the spirit realm, in the Urantia, they reveal that even higher spirits of the universe do not see a form. To every spirit have form, most spirit have form. Spirit form, but the I am presence do not. They see them working within the human mind, and they see them once they're personified or once they're fused with their human subject. But before that, they have no form. So it's very difficult to identify with this prepersonal absolute spirit of God that is indwelling us. Yet it is beloved. It is really what we seek to discover and to become one with. For it is the ultimate aspiration of the soul to fuse with the I am presence, which will give us a passport to paradise, to be able to ascend all the way back home, and then we'll meet God. So to this fusion potential. So yes, we have seven. In essence, we have what we need to do is to align the 7 chakras of our physical body. But in our etheric plane, the etheric body, we have 12 chakras that we need to align as well. So that it is to merge in from these 7 chakras once they are aligned, to move into this 12 chakra system, this higher function of this higher light body. I will soon stop talking about purification, because it's like everybody has to do whatever they want to do. But first, I just want to say one more time, it is important to detoxify our physical body, detoxify our thoughts, to make our thoughts clear, to not have negative thoughts, to detoxify our emotion, to be able to have light emotion. And so, and the more we realize that everything is perfect, and our life everything happens in grace and ease, in divine timing, we have to repeat that to ourselves. My life is perfect. Everything flows to me with grace and ease. I live in abundance. The more we are able to be the best guide, the best coach, to allow to bring our ego to the position where it is in the service of the soul, and move back into this. I realized that I had a lot more fun in my life before my spiritual awakening. I had my life was like party all the time. I had a lot of money, a lot of sex, everything was like flowing, travel, and like everything was flowing and flowing. But then I woken up to the spiritual realm, and my life became a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging, and a lot. But now it's like I integrated that. I see this great reward. The spiritual reward are far greater than where I was before. So I understand the meaning of this spiritual ascension process, this transition process, and so I do not regret anything as I moved into this spiritual aspect. I created those spiritual art. So spiritual art is really delicate, but so in my last video, I showed a painting from 1999, and this is a painting from 2019. No, 2018. I must have finished last year, but it's about the same subject, but very different. I'm originally an American expressionist. My teachings, my original action paintings, they were action paintings. They were like big paintings, like Jackson Pollock with drips, where I wrote the text of Confucius and Buddha and Lao Tzu, and on top of it, so very, very unique. But those were my first painting. I was trained as an abstract expressionist, and those are very much action paintings. So they're very different. And then the other ones that are much more methodical. So I think what's very important for an artist is to renew himself, to always change, to always to always transcend. Like whenever you say, "Well, this is nice, yeah," but now I'm moving into something else. I'm doing something else. It's like to always push the envelope. and to find things that are unique, that have never been done before, because so much has been done before in history, in art history. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. But those paintings will soon, I know they will soon be able to come into the collective consciousness. It's a great honor to be on the forefront of that new renaissance that is just afoot. Alors, the 4 cards. The highest wisdom for us today is the Ace of Michael. A bright idea is just came about. Do not allow yourself to be stopped by the obstacles on the way. Elucidate all communication problem. So it's about the Excalibur sword. They have this sword of light, the blue sword of light. You can cut out anything and clarify things. What you need to understand is the Knight of Raphael. Often romantic, artistic, poetic, introverted. Relation and deep engagement based on relation based on deep engagement. You are getting very excited. Your heart get excited. So it's about this power of love, this power of sex, this power of fulfilling your sexual nature in a lot of sense. But it's also about commitment. What we need to do, it's paradoxal. So this really what we need to understand. But what we need to do is a bit very different. Is the Lady of Michael brilliant, independent, perspicacious, having a sense of humor. You know exactly what to do. Put your experience to work. Focalize more on your career than on a love story. For it is, a lot of things has to be worked out, and there's a lot of things are happening in the workplace, in what we need in terms of logistics. So it is very important not to let ourselves be too distracted by the pleasures of romance, when it's like when we need to focus on those things that are essential to create the ground which will be the prosper ground that we'll need in order to continue our enjoyment. And the outcome is the 6 of Aries, beautiful. Your material needs are fulfilled in a way that's unexpected, as by magic. Mark of kindness, to give and to receive with gratitude and acknowledgement. So how wonderful is that? So I hope this message was interesting for you. I wanted to say also that sometimes I envy that for a long time, it's like people, we have a lot of beliefs here that in this planet that are misaligned with the truth. And one of those beliefs is death. And for me, I know what death is, what it's about. So a lot of time when I see people are dying, I see people being sad. But for me, I'm like, I envy them. I'm very happy. In one sense, I'm very happy for them, because I know that they're free, and I envy them even because it's like it's like I know how the level of freedom that you get once you're liberated from all forms of physical matter. For all of matter is restrictions, and so then your consciousness can become universal. It is everywhere. It is free, and so but on the essential level, somebody that's created a lot of pain during his life will have to harvest 10 times that, and somebody who has created good will harvest 10 times that. So I know that my karmic balance is good, so sometimes I feel like, it will be a great relief and liberation, but I know I still have some time to spend on the earth, so I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. I wanted to speak also to finish to speak about some of the things I think are important about the material world. It's not criticism to anyone, but a lot of advertising is very it is illegal from a cosmic standpoint. It exists on the earth, but it's because if there was no advertising, product would exist on merit. So it's not a matter. But then there are companies that have very little merit, but they have a lot of money, so they can bombard the collective consciousness with their products, so that people are buying it. If they would not bombard it in advertising, they would not buy it. And so it's about meritocracy of the product, but it's okay. We have to live within the realm of real society. If when I open my business, I'm going to use publicity in order to work on equal ground with all the others that are working on the same field. But a lot of it is very aggressive. I find it deceptive and aggressive. When I turn on the TV, I have to turn off the sound when I see publicity. Another thing that should be completely illegal is the lobbying, the lobbyists. Lobbyists are people that are given, again, I know they are lobbyists, have great quality of life and they make a lot of money, and I don't want to take that away from them. They'll have to find something else. But in essence, in principle, a lobbyist is like somebody who's given a lot of money by a corporation to buy politicians and to buy lawmakers to create laws to serve their clients rather than to serve the collective good. So there is so much civil unrest and social unrest because we ended up with laws that are specially designed to serve certain lobbies rather than serving the people, and now that's what's creating all the imbalance. So people do not understand, but the lobbies should be illegal. We shouldn't be able to lobby for anything except for the environment, the cause of health, the cause not the pharmaceutical, but health, I don't know, this is a fine line, but for everything, even light and love and salvation is a form of beliefs. It's a form of conditioning. It's a form but everybody should be free to get there by themselves. Also, not to try to impose freedom. If people wants to live in bondage, let them live in bondage, but not to impose the bondage on the whole of society. But right now we have to. We cannot transform a material society in spiritual society in one step. It will take 200 years for all those energies to be transmuted, so for generations. But right now, the market economy is really what works. So we just need to find a way to make it morally balanced. To not because a lot of those multinationals are not morally balanced. They are not. They do not see the whole the collective good is not their priority. The priority is the bottom line, is their profit. And sometimes they create laws that are so criminal, so destructive that makes people. We're all connected in this field, even if you're independent and you live in these higher planes. As long as we live in this physical material plane, we are subject to the collective will of the collective action of everyone. So we have to take responsibility and like I'm saying, I'm not against business. I'm all for business, innovation, and all those things. But I'm really for the idea of doing it for the highest good of all, to do a win-win situation rather than I win so everybody can lose, and the more I win, the more everybody else will lose, but the happier I'll feel because I'll win more if more people lose. It is those old warlike predatorial belligerent mentalities of the Orion parameter. Same thing in Europe. Europe doesn't really work, but we cannot go backwards. The British are really seeing that right now. The only way they're going to come out of it is to give the freedom to Northern Ireland. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to create that deal they're looking for, the borders. But once you scramble eggs, it's not easy to remove your eggs from the omelette. But so we have to, but then we don't really need Europe. Switzerland is in Europe and they're still living, they're still functioning, they're still doing business. They haven't really died and disappeared since Europe has started. So it's like we could live without Europe. But now I think we need to just upgrade Europe so that it can function and it does not work. There's not so many dysfunction. Europe has to be, would be a lot better, wiser if it was consultative rather than wanting to be executive, to be supreme over the supremacy to take over to make decision for the government. Each country has to be able to make their own decision to keep their sovereignty, their independence, and also to create a Europe without Russia is completely it just doesn't make sense. Russia is the largest country in the world and it is part of Europe. So the thing is to convince Russia, the European Union will have to align with that because they have all the resources as well. They're a lot richer than what we can believe because they have all natural resources, and right now they're working with the Chinese and India. That's going to be the Indian will bring the infrastructure. The Chinese have the mass population, and the Russia has all the resources, and that's going to create the new center of the world, the economical world of the 21st century. So this is really where it's going. But as Europe, we need to find an alignment. It's not about being in competition with China and America. It's about finding this the balance point where everybody can find its win-win situation. Well, it's just thought and ideas I thought I share. so that I'm being called to sometimes discuss those things of the material world. I hope you resonate, I hope those make sense to you. I wish you a wonderful day, no matter what. Do not forget to be open in your heart, to ground your energy in the earth, and to cultivate the love and joy that is your inheritance. So spirit beings. Thank you very much. Namaste.